Hi, welcome at the channel Tarot Enlightenment with Annamiek. I'm going to tell you the truth about the coronavirus, how to prevent it, the solutions, and why there's no reason to panic. That's for individuals and for governments and for people who manage institutions and organizations. I'm going to talk about the history of Corona because the history is longer than most people know, and I'm going to start with the breakout of the panic first. When the first patients got infected by this virus, immediately pandemic specialists had a look in it, and they told the government that they could do two things. They could just let the virus run its natural course, or they could try to contain it. If they would choose for the first option, to have its natural course, I'm just making up numbers now, yes, but let's say that they would tell the people, then the virus would run 1 year, 1 million people would get infected, but not seriously, and 10,000 people would die. 1 year, 1 million, and 10,000 people would die. In the second case, if they would try to contain it, what's happening now, that people are restricted in their moves, in their jobs, people are asked to stay at home, the museums are closed, and the Red Cross even asks people to not go visit people who are chronically ill or who are older than 18, 19 years old. That's horrifying. That's horrifying. If you choose the specialist, the pandemic specialist told the people, it started in the UK, if you choose for the second option, trying to have control over the virus, then the virus would take 1 year, I'm saying it wrong, then the virus would take 2 years, have 1 million diseases, people who got infected, and 10,000 people will die because of it. The numbers would be the same, it just would run longer. That's what is being told to the government. And what do governments do? They choose for the second option. They have chosen to scare the people. And that's also horrifying, because when you have fear, health will become a problem. If it's not with this virus, it will be with something else, or by getting an accident, but that's another clip. I'm not getting into it. I don't know why they choose for control, because the coronavirus isn't new. It was already in 2002, 2003. And then if one patient would transmit the infection to 3 people, and the WHO, the World Health Organization, who I have this number from, who I have this number from, says that this virus, this time, one person transmits the infection to 2.2 people. So the danger is even less than it was in 2002, 2003. In the Middle East there was a breakout in 2012, and I think it's still going on, and hundreds of people have died there. But again, what is already known, not just only, with all respect, okay, with all respect, but only people who have a very high age and who are chronically ill are very vulnerable even without this virus. There are so many people annually, even daily, who die of old age, and then the last thing that they get, like my grandfather, he died because of the flu. He didn't die because of the flu. He was 94 years old, and it was the flu that finally, yeah, talked to his body and said, hey, it's time to go. In China, this time, the breakout of COVID-19, 2019, that's why the name is like that, was in November 2019. The World Health Organization says that 81% will have a mild disease, and that means like having normal flu, and like a heavy flu, and for 5% it will be critical, yes? And the other one, if it's a respiratory problem, it's getting difficult for the lungs to work, it's getting difficult to breathe. And if you're a smoker, or if you had asthma as a child, then the chances that if you will be caught by the infection, by the virus, that you belong to the 5%. So it's already known that the virus will end, even without a vaccine or medication specially designed for this virus. It has been here already, so it will end. We know it because it has happened. Most of us didn't even know about the coronavirus before February this year. I'm not sure, but I like to make a comparison to find out the reason why governments do it like this is to control people, because when people are scared, they listen better to an authority. And the biggest example that we have in history is that Christianity, the real establishment of Christianity in practical daily life was around the year 1000. It didn't start with Jesus. Jesus has nothing to do with Christianity. It's the work of St. Paul, who, by the way, never saw Jesus. He didn't live in the same time. And people, the state and the church work together to control the people. And they make the people scared by telling them God will be revengeful. God will is watching you, and you need to be brave. You need to do this and this and this. But truth is, God is love with a capital L, and God is perfect. Love is perfect. Love is it's in your own heart. Love is what we all are. Love is eternal and never changing, and everything that doesn't have these qualities isn't love. We are part of God. God created us in His image. Doesn't mean that God looks like this or like what you see in the mirror. God created us by His own image means that God created us as Himself, as love. We are part of God. Okay, but again, that's also another clip, but I wanted to say it here because Christianity sometimes, and every religion, by the way, yes, can be full of hatred, can be giving fear to people instead of soothing them and telling them, hey, come home, come to love. Yes? Okay. I'm looking at my my notes now. There are some metaphysical reasons why you can get the coronavirus, and one of them is insincerity. If you are a cheater, a liar, a thief, then the chances that you get the coronavirus are high. It's like with every disease, for instance also with the flu. And the flu you will get, you know, a cold. You will get a cold when you did so much that you don't have to look at what's underneath in your heart, in your belly, concerning emotions and feelings. You push them away. And if you push emotions away long enough, especially big ones, and we all have them, right? A disease, the chances of a disease coming up are very, very high, yeah? When you get a cold, you need to lay on the couch or even in bed, and you need to take care of yourself. And then you have time to think, then you have time to process what was going on. Did you move to another city? Did you get fired? Did somebody you love die? If big things happened and you had emotions about it and you didn't do anything with the emotions but you pushed them away, you didn't dare feeling them, chances are you get a cold, and that's a mild disease, right? You get a cold, so in bed you can process all these emotions. How many of you know that when you are cured from a cold, you feel better than you did before you got the cold? Things got cleaned up. Things got cleansed within you. That's the reason, because you suppress something, but when you are in bed, you can't suppress it anymore. Then you have to look at it. And unconsciously or consciously, people do. And with the coronavirus, it's the same. Let yourself be taken care of by others, or take care of yourself. Of course, this is also prevention, but I'm going to talk about it later on. The cold has a collective belief behind it. Every season when there's a lot of rain, I get a cold. People believe in having the flu, in having a cold, so people get the cold. My father, my sweet father, he always got a cold after he went to the hairdresser. And I don't know when it started, what age he has, but he probably went to a hairdresser and got a cold afterwards. And then again he got to the hairdresser and got a cold afterwards. And he saw a pattern. Hey, every time I go to the hairdresser, I get a cold. And he started believing that. So the pattern established itself, it anchored. And every time, for decades, when my father would go to a hairdresser, he would get a cold. It's a belief that he had about the cold. Once I realized it, and I read about it, I don't know who it was, but I think Louisa Hay, from one of her beautiful books, Heal Yourself, for instance, that I stopped. I said to myself, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to have a cold anymore. I do not want to be unconsciously part of this collective consciousness that gets a cold because is used to getting a cold. And I never had a cold again, unless I want to, because I like to get the mucus out, and then I make special medicines for it from certain vegetables. Yes? Okay, for the coronavirus, it's actually the same. If you believe that it will get you, then chances are it might get you, or you will get some other disease that's also not okay for you, yeah? And you can take care of yourself now. Don't start taking care of yourself when you are ill. But take care of yourself now, yes? And move, go outside, get fresh air every day and move outside. Don't take your car all the time, yeah? Get on a bike, take a stroll, yeah? Get some fresh air. And one of the biggest reasons why viruses can't get to you is because you are within yourself. You have an inner strength, an inner power, And if you're not in there, if you mind other people's businesses instead of your own, if you judge other people, or if you're afraid of a coronavirus, that's not in you. If you don't take care of you, of the inner you, you will feel less happy. Then that's possible. And for a lot of you, it means that you're not self-confident. You don't have trust that everything good will or can happen to you. If you lack self-confidence, I made a very easy, accessible clip about it called Self-Confident. Okay, the other thing is share positivity. You know, that's the biggest reason why I do this clip, because the minute you meet a stranger in a shop or even outside, I was gardening and one of the other villagers came up to me and, hey, are you able to go wherever you want to despite of the virus? It's the first thing she asked. I don't even remember she said hello. Talk positively. And I tried to tell her this story, you know, it's been done before, and it's the media that makes it so big, and governments have made the decision to contain it instead of just having its natural course, so it won't take as long as it will take now. And she was like, oh, I don't believe that, I don't believe that. I said, these are facts. Oh, I still don't believe that, I don't. If you want to feel unhappy, it's your choice. But in this clip, there's so much for you to get out of it, to get into the happiness. Bathe in goodness. Bathe in goodness. It's available all the time. It's just, where do you focus on? Do you focus on suffering and horrible feelings and pain and fear and death and diseases? Or do you suffer? Wrong word. Or do you choose for love? Do you choose having a great time? Do you choose to share positivity? Yeah, like if you like this clip, please share it, or else use your own words. And if you do something more than just share this clip, you can also heal. Yeah, just send to everybody in the world a healing. You don't have to be a healer. How do I say? You don't have to be a professional healer. Everybody can heal. If a child has a tummy ache, what do? You put your hand on it. Even if you have a tummy ache yourself, you put a hand on it. Everybody can heal. Just imagine, if maybe you like to think in colors, rainbow colors. You can even ask, if you believe in them, angels to help you. There is Archangel Metatron and Raziel who work with rainbow colors. Just pour them in people, pour them in the world. Just imagine the world being round it is, and many people upon it, and give it light, or give it color. It will help. But then the next day, don't go talking badly about this virus. It will pass. It will pass. And if you need other health tips, health advices, I made a clip about puffy eyes. And if you don't know that problem or issue, or if you don't care about your appearances, there are some great common sense, practical, very easy, adaptable advices in there. Use them, okay? Last thing is, there will be a vaccination for this, and it will come when the coronavirus is already out of this world. It happened so many times with these things. Yes? Do not take a vaccine if the virus is already gone or about to go, if it's just a mild infection. And the governments will say when it ended, oh, we did that, we fought for it. It's ridiculous, it's not true. It will take its natural course and it will end. Not as soon as it would have been possible, not as soon as the other times the coronavirus was in this world. Yeah? And last but not least, please, if you know somebody who is chronically ill and or of older age, vulnerable, talk to this person on the phone and ask, is it okay if I visit you? Because I assume, it would also count for myself, that most people would love to die happily instead of being lonely now for years, or how long this will last. It won't last for a lot of years, but yeah, please go visit them. Happiness is such a crucial ingredient for being healthy, for staying healthy. Yes, I'm going to scan my notes to see if I I told you everything I wanted to tell you. It's a long problem. The respiratory system is defeated or attacked or is suffering from this virus, and the treatment that they give them now in hospitals is oxygen. So if you smoke, stop smoking. I know it's easier said than done, but many people stop, so you can do it too. And do breathing exercises. Yeah, there's so many breathing exercises already on the internet. Use them. Or just be plain full of common sense and breathe deeper. Breathe in more slow than you used to, and breathe out more slow than you used to. Take, even if it's just 5 minutes a day, and maybe then after 1 week you can do it half an hour, and then maybe after a month you will do it automatically during the day. I wish you a happy life. I wish you a happy life. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. These clips are also mine. I see you. I publish clips every week. I see you.